they were actually Sony was actually going to work
Hey,
was going to
hold
work
on,
with
hold on, hold
Sega,
on,
but then
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Sega Japan was like, no.
Hold on, hold
Oh,
on,
sorry.
hold on. Hey, just a second, one second, one second, one second. Okay, so officially we are back online. This is another live stream from Geeks Forever. I don't know what's going on with the internet today, and a lot of people are having internet issues. I'm having internet issues. Sony's having a lot of online issues
Yeah,
as well. I'm having issues
a lot.
with Facebook sometimes. A lot of people are having issues because there are too many people on the servers right now, and the servers aren't meant to handle this many people
Mhm.
at once.
Right, right.
Nope.
You're still
No.
seeing servers like maybe Fallout 76 might have a total capacity of 10,000 people, which is nothing when you think about it, but how many people are really going to be online at the same time?
What? Dude,
They can't forget that
I call bullshit on that, dude. Fallout 76 can barely handle 10 people.
that's across all of their separate servers, okay?
Fallout 76 can barely
But yeah,
handle loading the game.
that's why a lot of new games that come out get trashed on the first week, but then they get better. They didn't add more servers, just less people played at the same time, and that's how the capacity got better. But right now, you have everybody who has a Twitch account is on Twitch streaming. You have everybody doing Zoom meetings for the businesses. The internet wasn't built for everybody at the same time. It never happened.
Infrastructure,
Yeah, so-
man. Infrastructure sucks.
Yeah, so hopefully I turned off the stream for Mixer and Twitch for the live stream, so hopefully this
Okay.
will help a little. As far as like internet goes, though, I've been having issues. I know why. But you gotta understand at the same time that the internet service here in this country is also a joke.
Oh yeah, it's
It
built
is.
on top of the phone system still.
And also because a lot of people, since they're all staying at home, everyone's using a lot of bandwidth.
Well, no, well, like just our internet
Well,
overall, like if you go to like another country, another first world country that's well developed, like South Korea, where they can download a 10 gigabyte movie like in seconds, where most people still like like Zarek, when he was downloading a few games and each one of them were only like 10 gigabytes, it took him like a day, like 24 hours, where he came over to my house because I have fiber optic and it took him minutes.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to drop you guys. My head is splitting.
It's okay, that's fine. All right, thanks for
Okay,
joining the stream.
1 hour warning beforehand next time.
Yeah, no, I'll send you a message. We do have a set schedule now.
Hey, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, take care. Have a good night, man.
Bye.
Pleasure to
Take care,
meet
man.
you. Pleasure
You
to
guys
meet
have fun talking shit.
Likewise.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, no, but a lot of people are. It's not like a lot of people are having issues. Twitch users, a lot of streaming people, like, yeah, well, these YouTubers aren't having issues. Well, a lot of YouTubers right now are not live streaming. They're
Yeah, they're just uploading videos. I thought.
right.
Right.
Someone brought up the smaller area, which is very true. Like, the United States is like just wide open areas, and like you got metropolitan areas, and then you got the fucking sticks out there that get internet for shit. You have to get it through satellite or whatever.
Right.
Like that's it's just the infrastructure here in the country sucks for it. Like,
Well, it's because the internet, like the companies that run all the cables, like the line cables, all the landline cables, everything that runs through the poles, they have like a political stake in it. It's like okay, well, they kind of control how fast and how much we pay in this country for the internet, where in other countries they're forced to be competitive and give high speeds for low prices. Where here we're at their mercy and we have to pay whatever they want, and they decide how fast our internet is.
Yeah, especially when we're having them merge together more and more,
Mm-hmm.
and less competition.
So
You'll pay it if
it's
and you'll
more,
like it.
yeah, it is more monopolized here in this country than it is in other countries.
definitely.
That's true. Yeah.
Jordan, I had you working for Spectrum.
What were we talking about? Video game consoles. Okay, So, do you guys remember the Bit Wars?
Yeah, the 16-bit console wars. And all that.
The 16-bit console wars were. No one knew what bits were. All we knew.
Yeah.
All we knew the more bits meant better graphics, and
Right. Yeah.
That's all we knew. That's all we cared about.
it was like, oh wow, look at this game. And this is before we had reviewers. Now we have so many people reviewing everything. It's like, no, I'm not gonna buy that because it looks like it sucks. But back then we didn't have the internet. We just had magazines with pictures.
Yeah,
and we
Word of
Nintendo
mouth.
Power, Nintendo Power magazine.
Nintendo Power.
Yeah, Nintendo Power. We had word of mouth. We had kids like talking to each other at lunch breaks. I'm like, hey, this game looks really cool on this console. You should get it here. Or, nah, this game looks better on that console.
Yeah, like Shaq Fu. Like everybody wanted Shaq Fu, but then people got it and it sucked.
Yeah, and they look like clowns buying it. Oh, man.
Or E.T.
E.T. That was E.T.
E.T. Oh my god. And here's the thing. E.T. is considered the game that broke the camel's back when it comes to the video game crash of 1983, 1984.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was
so.
the game.
I don't think E.T. is the reason why the video
I
game
think
market crashed.
It was
Feel
more like
sorry for that guy.
it was more like the face of the crash.
Yeah.
I think it. No, okay, yeah. E.T. is the one that everyone points at,
Mhm.
but honestly,
Yeah.
I think it was Pac-Man.
Yeah, the 2600 port of Pac-Man. That looks
The 2600.
garbage.
It was awful. It was one
Yeah.
of the. It is by far the worst port of Pac-Man that's ever been created. Pac-Man is what started the downward spiral, and not only that, like you had like so many games for the 2600, and a lot of them were just shit.
Yeah, and some of them were just like overstacking the market, and also they were like going really cheap because there were some cases where like a game would be really good for like $60, but then like people would just buy shitty $3 games, and they're like, hey, more money, more value,
Well, back then there was a lot of people making their own games
Yeah,
that would be
even,
compatible with that system, and then that
And also
really
there
hurt it too.
Yeah, there were even companies that had no business being in the game business were making games. Apparently, there was even a game created by the people who made the Chuck Wagon dog food, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, there was a PC game for Captain Crunch.
Yeah, even Kool-Aid.
Yeah, everything Pepsi
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, Pepsi Man, but yeah, actually, that game was actually pretty surreal on the PlayStation.
That Pizza Hut kept giving those
Demo
discount
discs,
for
yeah.
the demo discs
Burger
for
King.
PlayStation, and eventually Xbox got some too. But
Yeah,
Burger
Yeah,
King
the-
has 3 games on the Xbox 360.
they did. That's right, they did. They did. I remember that. I was like, what was it? Sneak King, one of them was one of them.
Yeah, I bought those 3 games. You know how embarrassing it is to go to a Burger King to buy Xbox games? Yeah, I'll take a Whopper and the 3 games, please. They're like, what? Can't hear you. I'll take the 3 damn
What are you talking
Xbox games.
There's even 3 Xbox games and numbers 2.
You want to fucking make it a double with cheese.
I miss the old Pizza Hut though. You can
Yeah,
go
where
in,
it's a big
actually go
buffet.
in and sit down, and
I think there was one at Willowbrook, near the Willowbrook Mall. There was one in front of it. They used to like go in. You actually go in there and just eat in there.
Okay, so you
You remember we used to be able to go out to eat to places?
Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Back in my day, we used to be able to go to restaurants and sit down inside the establishment.
Yeah.
eat
And
our
there was these
food.
Oh, yeah.
places that had all you could eat.
Yeah, buffets, right? Man, they used to call them buffets. It was
Buffet.
like the coolest thing ever.
I
There were
remember.
fat people everywhere.
Yeah, dinosaurs didn't were extinct, and now they're roaming around out there.
hmm
Dolphins are like swimming in the lakes.
As long as the dolphins are still here, I'm not scared. Once the dolphins leave,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start shitting my pants. And a lot of people are like, "What is he talking about? Why would the dolphins leave? Where are they going?" If you do not understand the reference to where the dolphins are leaving, you need to watch The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Please do us a favor.
Watch the movie. It's good and kind of boring at the same time. Hey, Nicoletics commenting. Nicoletta. Saki Kitty. Sorry. I'm a little tired. My bad.
Secret identity is exposed now.
Yeah, great job. You exposed
Oh
it.
no, I'm sorry.
You just
So
doxed her for everybody.
Saki Kitty is the co-host for the. Saki Kitty's one of the co-hosts for the regular podcast, which we do on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I've been trying to get Bob to get back on it, but I am very forgetful and I'm very lazy.
It's all good, man. It's okay.
Get back to me, homie.
I will. No, yeah, we're definitely doing one on Wednesday, so you're more than welcome to join. And I have a guest for it. Joining me on guest for Wednesday's podcast is a friend of mine who has Generic Mana podcast. He's a YouTuber as well. He used to run his YouTube channel, but he went on hiatus for a while, and he's coming back. So he'll be guesting on the podcast on Wednesday, and he'll be talking about his new channel. So
Oh, cool. Nice.
that's pretty cool. And then on Saturday, I got another. Hopefully, I have another guest. I have Charles Nelson, who's a big time cosplayer, and he's been doing little projects here and there, like fan made movies and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And I have other people lined
cool.
up as guests for the other podcasts. I don't know why I don't feel good today.
I'm trying to get some rest, man. I'm just really tired. I don't want you to overwork and all that.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. Like I woke up. Like I haven't been sleeping a lot lately. I've been sleeping late, and then I wake up early. Plus, it's a little hot in my room. Like I don't have a ceiling fan, so the air doesn't circulate. But you know, growing up, I had the NES, I had the Sega Genesis, I had the Nintendo 64, I had a PlayStation 1 for 3 months, and then I ended up getting a PS2. I got a Xbox for 3 months, and then I ended up getting a 360, and then ended up getting a PS3, and then when a year after the PS4 came out, I got the PS4.
Shit, I bought that PS4 right when it came out. Shit.
I got mine a year after.
I got mine 3 years afterwards because I had the 360. The 360 was a great console.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, though, like after a year and like 9 months, my Xbox fried. And,
Oh, Red Ring of Death.
yeah. And then
It happened to almost everybody I know that
and then,
has that.
unfortunately, okay. So the Red Ring happened after I had gotten my Xbox modded. I had my Xbox modded to play backups, and then my brother went online during the holiday when I told him not to, and it got banned. The console, not my account. My console got banned from playing Xbox Live. And then I ended up getting a PS3 because like I wanted a Blu-ray player, and at the time PS3 didn't have like a lot of good games. This is right when they started getting like good games. And so the first game I bought was like Metal Gear Solid 4, and I didn't really enjoy it. But then I started buying more and more games like Uncharted, and eventually my PS3 library surpassed my Xbox library.
Okay.
My biggest saving grace with the PS3 is I got the backwards compatible one, so I would still play my Final Fantasy X on there and my PlayStation games too. I mean, Legend of Legaia, I always went back to that. I love that game. Still do.
I played Tactics on it.
Tactics is a great game. It's so amazing. I still had a PS2, so I didn't see. My first PS3 was the Slim, because I got my PS3. Well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. My first one was the 40 gig, the fat one.
That was like 2006.
No, the 40 gig, because when they first came out, it was the 20 and the 60.
Oh,
the 40 gig was the first one to come out without PS2 backwards compatibility.
Okay, so it's like 07.
Yeah.
Well, I got mine in 09. And then like 3 months later, I got the Slim. So I've had the same PS3 since 2009.
Yeah, I got the 80 gig backwards compatible, and I still use it. I still have it working.
Mine was.
Man. I actually killed mine. Mine went bad. I had to actually take it apart, put it in the oven to remelt the solders, and then replace the coolant thing on the chip. The fuck is the thermal paste. I had to replace the thermal paste on it. Oh man, it worked for a long time after that, but after that, man, I had to get it replaced. It was just couldn't play anything anymore. Like I was playing Battlefield 3 and the game just like crashed mid battle. So I was like, nah, fuck it. So.
But yeah, because I had that backwards compatible PS3, I didn't get a PS4 till 3 years after it came out. So.
Well, I don't like to get consoles the first year. Like I don't like to get consoles within the first year that come out.
Yeah, me neither.
That's understandable.
I haven't done that with a single one yet.
I'm really pleased with my.
I still have it.
I didn't want to do it with the PS4 because I don't like dealing with having to like hunt them down, and I don't like having.
Oh God, yeah, that was horrible. Those Black Fridays.
Plus, I still really enjoyed my PS3, so I wanted to give my PS3 some love before I went to PS4. And my PS3, I think I don't know how much memory it had when I bought it. I don't know if it was 80 gigs or like 100 gigs. But I remember one day it was running out of memory, and I had to delete games. And I was like, you know what, this is bullshit. And I'm like, I had heard a rumor that you could swap out the hard drive to the PS3, so I ended up going on Google and researching it, and it's like, yes, you can swap out the hard drive to the PS3. So I started watching YouTube videos, and people were like, yeah, you can put 100 gig, you can put a 200 gig, you can even put a 300 gig in there. And people were like, oh yeah, people are putting up to 500 gigabytes of memory in the PS3. I was like, well, 500 gigs, huh? I was like, what is the most memory I can get out of the PS3? And at the time, this is when 1 terabyte hard drives were like $150. They were expensive still. And so I went to Electronic Fries and got one for $100. And I figured I learned how to do everything, so I installed it. And to this very day, it has the 1 terabyte hard drive inside my PS3.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice.
That's good. That's
I got
awesome.
that little trick thing that lets you have the memory cards work from the PS1 and PS2 on the PS3.
Well, I modded my PS3. Like, I modded my PS3 like 2 years ago.
I got to keep my old saves that way. I didn't have to restart every game.
Well, I modded my PS3 because I had heard a rumor that they could mod it, so I modded my PS3, and now my Slim plays all of my PS2 games now. But it's cool because it doesn't just play it off the disc. It'll download the game from the disc to the hard drive, and it will load the game like if the disc was in the disc drive.
Nice.
And it will do it will play all my imports as well.
Right.
That's my only complaint about. I mean, I'm one of those people that like the physical copy when you buy a new game, but to be honest, I would like to not change out a disc every time.
Right. No, that's why I wanted to do that. And it upscales the games as well. Like you want to do the smoothing and like you want to like make the game look better. Yeah, you can do it, and it does that to all the games. So it is. No, I don't have an SSD in my PS3. It's just a regular HDD.
Yeah, I think SSDs weren't really that big at the time.
No.
Yeah, at the time it was very hard to get. I mean,
SSD.
Yeah, SSDs are still very expensive. I think a 2 terabyte is $600.
Yeah.
Wow.
So back then you would have it less.
Back then, 2
storage.
terabytes on a hard drive for a laptop didn't exist.
Nowadays it's like a standard.
The solid states back then were still running like maybe 256, like running really low.
Yeah, they were running like I think like 120. I think 120 was the standard.
Yeah.
Because
like,
all you were using them for was for booting up. Like,
yeah. And that's
exactly.
what a lot of people still do that though.
Yeah.
They'll use an SSD with the operating system as the master, and then they'll load a HDD for the slave drive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting all like technical and
which now they call secondary because it's wrong to call it a slave drive.
whatever.
Whatever.
It is like in my Alienware laptop, the one that we're streaming off of. It had two as solid state drives. Each one was 230 gigabytes. And so I have less than 500 gigabytes of memory in a laptop, and that's like really, for a gaming laptop, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I upgraded mine. I have a 500 Samsung solid state drive in my laptop now.
I'm gonna get a 500 gigabyte solid state drive for my laptop, but I took out one of the solid state drives, and I'm like, I really don't need a second solid state drive in this laptop, because my laptop has 2 slots for two hard drives.
Yeah.
So I just took out the secondary or the slave drive, and I loaded up a 2 terabyte hard disk drive, and I mean, it works fine. The games work fine. They don't boot up as fast, but that's fine. I mean, it still works great. Now I have a lot more memory for like my videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I bought. I bought a 4 gigabyte one because I have like probably over like 2 terabytes worth of like 4K video from all the stuff I've shot at conventions and stuff like that. So it was just bogging up my drive. So I got that upgrade for.
And what's really cool is that yeah, because I have videos and like I have a bunch of stuff too where I record stuff. So the hard drive transfer kit that I have that lets me copy one hard drive to another so I can have more memory.
Yeah.
It plugs directly into my computer, and I can put 2 hard drives inside of it and just use them as additional hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to just use the device for transferring data. I can just plug in 2 extra hard drives and have 4 hard drives on my laptop.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice. But I'm not going to do that. My tower, I'm going to upgrade my tower. I'm going to upgrade the processor. I might have to buy a new motherboard. I know I definitely need to upgrade the video card. I wanted to play, new games, update games, and I'm definitely going to update the, I'm going to slap a 8 terabyte hard drive in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm looking to get an upgrade, like a strong PC for like video streaming.
It's better if you're gonna do video game, if you're gonna do a video game PC, it's better if you just get a tower, and it's better if you get it custom made.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a buildable PC
because it's more able to be upgraded later.
Right. Yeah, in the long run, you can just upgrade the parts yourself. And,
yeah.
Plug and play.
And that is so fun putting it together, just finding all the best stuff.
Right, and also I'm looking, just honestly for like I could use an Elgato, like just like record game footage and all that stuff to my game console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Elgato is I have one. It's cool. It's probably the best capture card right now, but it's not the best at capturing shit. My laptop has, I gotta upgrade my laptop, but my laptop has issues running it. But my laptop is an older Alienware laptop. I got it when I worked at the pawn shop. So it's good for streaming because there's no lag and it does everything I need it to. It plays a lot of my games. But to run the Elgato, I'm gonna run that on my tower because the tower can handle the Elgato like a champ.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. If like when it comes to like building a tower,
you should use your stimulus check,
haven't even received it yet, so.
You can check your status on your check on the IRS website.
Yeah, I have, and they said, "Oh, we don't have any information for you." I'm like, "Okay, well."
Where's your government sponsorship?
Sounds like the government.
Oof, right?
Okay, so normally,
don't shoot me.
So we were looking into that because a few other people it said that for them.
Yeah.
That could mean that you were disqualified.
Yeah. But like the thing too is like I actually like filed my tax and all that stuff. I did all that.
Right, but they're disqualifying like a lot of students and shit like that.
Nah, I graduated last year from college.
Okay. Oh no, shit. Well, how much did you make? If you made like more than $75,000 in the year.
Nope.
Nope, he shut me
That's
down real
like
quick.
that's like a quick no.
I wish I made more than
Definitely not disqualified for that.
Did
Nah.
you file your own taxes?
Yep.
Maybe the government doesn't like you.
Yeah, maybe the government just said F off.
No, my parents
Oh.
haven't gotten it yet
No,
either.
but it's so, which is so weird because my parents got theirs too. I think because I guess because last year they did theirs, and this year was actually my first year I actually filed taxes myself. So that's probably
Who'd
it.
you do it
But-
with?
I did it with like a accountant that I actually my parents did. So it probably they haven't processed it yet. They actually told me according to him it said I am qualified. So they haven't processed it. I haven't even received my refund check.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, so-
no,
That's why.
well, because like I had done my my taxes
Mm-hmm.
on the 7th,
Right.
and then like
I
less
did
than
mine.
not even 7 days later, I got my stimulus check.
Right.
Oh,
I didn't even have the same bank account that I did in 2018 that I do now. So, and also another thing is I didn't know this, and it makes sense now. The reason why certain people got it before is because they're sending out the stimulus checks based on your income. Like if you have a lower income, then
Yeah.
you got yours first.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to
Yeah.
my folks. They got theirs like the first day they announced, "Oh, we're gonna
yeah.
send them."
My parents
My-
should have had theirs already then.
Your
Yeah, my
parents are
parents-
Yeah, I got
retired.
mine real quick.
If your parents
Yeah,
are
But
retired,
that's
they're also.
low.
If your parents are retired, I don't know if this is true. I have to look into it, but I had heard that if you're retired, you're disqualified.
That
Yeah,
sucks
you
because
are
they need it.
Yeah, I think
they-
for me,
They don't give enough, you know.
Oh yeah, I know. I burned through that shit real fast. Like I paid all my bills and stuff, and I had like less than 500 left for all that.
Yeah,
And
no,
I know why my brother hadn't gotten his. He just hadn't done his taxes.
no.
I
he
did my taxes. I did it in like it processed. My parents haven't even got their tax return check, so that's another thing too.
If
So,
you haven't, if you didn't do your taxes in 2018 or 2019, you're disqualified.
oh, I did 2019.
No, but Super Chris, his brother, is
Oh,
disqualified.
he didn't do neither of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
and you know what
You
sucks,
can't-
and this is really shitty. Like if you're a U.S. citizen and you're married to an immigrant who does
Yeah,
not
you're
have a
disqualified
social
too.
security, you're
Yeah.
disqualified as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
stupid.
That is lame.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm super like stupid government. Oh, if you're over this shade of brown, then or if you're too dark, we're not going to give you any money.
It's like that difficulty setting screen from South Park, the new South Park game.
Oh
It's
my
like-
god, yes it is. Yes it is. And South Park is so racist. You get a
Oh my
platinum.
gosh.
I'm only missing two trophies in South Park, and it's to play the game at the highest difficulty on the hardest setting. So pretty much, you have to set the combat level to expert, but I have to play the game as a black kid to get the last trophy. And that's so
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
racist.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious?"
Yeah, and it's so funny because the color of your skin determines the difficulty of the game.
Yeah, it does. My character was a Hispanic, and it was like mid between hard and
Yeah, if
normal.
you're white, it's easiest.
I remember that. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, no, all you have to do, yeah, that is true to Albert. He says, and yet the website says all you have to do is submit a 2019 return and you can be eligible.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, and I already did. I did mine way before the whole stimulus thing got announced. I did mine back in like February.
Well, okay, so if you look
I've done my
to
taxes.
answer Mr. Albert's question, to answer his
Right.
comment,
Right.
they
right.
just have too many
There's too
restrictions.
many people, right? And a lot of people are like trying to go in and out of that website too.
Right, yeah, so there's just too many restrictions and people are
Right.
draining the shit out of unemployment.
Right.
And there's just a lot. It's just a lot to deal with right now. And
Yeah.
I can tell you this though, I've been watching a lot of accountants, the people that do taxes and do people. The number punchers, pretty much. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we are gonna get second stimulus check. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I heard about that too. And according to because for me, like I filed it with a tax account that my folks use. Like he emailed me, it's like, oh, your tax refund could take up to like 2-3 months. Your stimulus check, since you were dependent in 2018, but you filed your 2019, you're qualified, so you should get it. And I'm like, all right, cool, but I kind of want it now.
I want my money and I want it now.
Right.
I don't
my
like,
money and I want it now.
I don't get political on any of the podcasts, but they are proposing. One party is proposing that they do like a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, and then they give out $1,000 every month
I heard
for
about that
up
too,
to a
yeah.
year.
Up to 6 months to a year.
Up
That's
to
what I
6
heard.
months to a year.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Right. So, but I mean, honestly, we're in a fucking. It's a clusterfuck right now. That's all. That's the
Right.
best way it can
Yeah,
be described.
Yeah.
especially if not everybody can get that money. It's the same people not going to get the next check or the next check.
Or the next one.
Mhm.
Or the next one. Nah, but yeah, if hopefully hopefully it all comes out okay, and I actually do get it eventually. Better late than never. Hopefully.
Mhm.
And when you get it, you can start building your PC.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I was gonna plan on buying tires, but then luckily I found really dirt cheap tires for my car, and it works out really good. So I'm like, all right,
just go
PC time.
find a Mexican tire shop.
Oh,
Just-
that's what I did.
They'll sell
Yeah.
you 4 tires for
Four good
$120
tires for like $120. That's literally what I got.
cash.
Cash. Yeah, they're like, and he was like, "Well, we're gonna put an installation fee." I'm like, "No, you don't. You didn't tell me that in the text." He's like, "Oh shit, you're right. All right, save me $40."
That's what I do all the time. Oh, need a new tire. Gonna go hit up my Mexican people.
Yeah.
They don't even speak English. I gotta. Hola, ¿cómo están? Necesito una llanta.
Sí, necesito 4 nuevas llantas, por favor.
Por favor, dame un pinche llanta. Ahorita, güey. No, pon la cerveza abajo y cambia las pinches llantas. Put the beer down and change my damn tire.
Yeah, and play some reggaeton, booming on speakers.
No, reggaeton. This was an older dude, not a teenager. But I am getting really tired, so we're gonna go ahead and end the stream there. I want to thank
problem.
Mr. Bob, Mr. Keyblade, Sonic Keyblade, Sonic,
Yeah, sure. Either Keyblade Sonic. There you go. No problem.
Keyblade
really appreciate it. Thank you for
Super
inviting
Chris, and just another
Yeah.
cosplayer for being on here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Shout out to Mr. Downtime Gaming for sticking around. I know we've had a lot of technical difficulties today, a lot more than I thought. Tomorrow there is no podcast. Tomorrow is my day off, so I'm going to enjoy that. I will probably live stream some video games, but that's not a big deal. Wednesday at 5 p.m., hopefully Mr. Bob will join me. We have a podcast with Generic Mana podcast. And then on Friday, it is the finale to the terrible fan fiction reading My Immortal, a Harry Potter fan fiction. I have sat through here, and I hope Trunks, if you're listening, I hope you tell Heather that hope she appreciates it, because I got a headache last night too reading the crap. I got a headache the first night reading it, and I got a headache last night. Last night wasn't as bad though. It's a pretty awful fan fiction. It is so bad. And like I shared it on
The grammar.
yeah, I shared it on the Anime District Facebook group, and this one guy's like, "Oh man, I listened to you read it, and you like have good tempo. Like you should use different voices for different characters." But he was surprised that I was so good, and I was trying to read it with all the bad grammar and spelling.
If you need someone to do
Hard to do.
voiceovers, you could always let me know. I would love to do voiceovers. For you.
The fanfiction ones though, those are a little harder to pull off.
Right. Like it's just like depending on the characters and all that.
Mm-hmm. That fanfiction though, that officially ends. So I'm on chat. There are only 14 chapters left. They're incredibly short, so we should finish it Friday.
Okay.
Sunday, we are starting a new fanfiction. So Sunday at 6 p.m., we are starting up Dipper Goes to Taco Bell.
Oh my god, that. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have, we've read it before at Delta and Comic Palooza. We've read it at all the cons we host the panel at. It is awful. It is awful. The spelling, the grammar are so much better, but the story itself is just bad.
It's doo doo.
And it's disgusting. It is gross. I've almost thrown up reading it.
The Harry Potter one makes you mentally exhausted, though.
The Harry Potter one, it's making my English get worse.
My
If you haven't noticed, I've been talking with an accent recently since I started reading that story. My English is bad. All right, guys, thanks for watching.